Welcome to the Great American Experience. I'm the Wizard of Oz. Basically, I'm the schlub behind the curtain, keeping the machine running. But this is not my show. This is the Great American Experience. This is your show. So, welcome to the show. Let's see how it goes tonight. All right. All right. So, I'm going to check out all the other sites, make sure all of our connections are working and properly connected. As the links propagate, people will start showing up. It's gonna be. I'll get everything fired up. All right. Here we go. All right. Looks like everything's working good. Let's see here.
Susan, why doesn't LA County behave? Yeah.
Because he's an ass.
LA County had a sword. So I vetted it.
Hey, Caduce.
I vetted him. And he had.
How's it going, bud? Yeah, I'm just getting things fired up. I'm sorry I'm late. Just been working my butt off. Trying to get all the loose ends taken care of, things set up and done. But want to go back out to the patio. It is so nice out there. I just I'm just tired. We've been working our asses off, man, big time. But tomorrow is Six Flags Day. Yay. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll set this one down. Oh.
Okay.
Hey, there you are.
Well, that was funny.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. There wasn't anything up there, so I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and start it up. But yeah, no doubt. But yeah, no doubt. Okay.
What's up, Zach? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Zoom? What's happening? Man,
Oh, the streaming link that you just posted was not the one for this broadcast.
oh crap.
I'll fix it.
Okay.
Here's the good one.
Okay. Good deal. I'll repost in Mixer and
Twitch.
yeah. There we go. There we go. Good deal.
Here's Nightcrawler, the Night Stalker. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's happening, Stalker? What's happening, man?
I was in the chat yesterday, but you didn't see me.
Do what?
I was in that chat yesterday, but you didn't see me.
Oh, okay. Why
Guys,
not? Because you're the Night Stalker.
I'm in Florida.
Yeah, he moved halfway across the country.
You're in Florida.
Yep.
My God, why would you go there?
My kids are here.
Oh, well, that's a good reason. That's a good
That's
reason.
a great.
Yeah, that's a real good reason. Fresh start with the kids, or is it old kind of shit?
So my brother decided that as soon as I moved out and didn't tell him why I moved out, that he was going to tell my ex I was getting high, which I wasn't.
Well, yeah, I
So
thought you
I
had a
decided
girl and
to.
everything you were with up in wherever you was.
I did, and it was going great. But I couldn't sit around and have my ex tell me I can't see my kids.
Right.
So I just kind of ended things and was like, hey, I got to go.
Well, that sucks.
It does, but it's like, my kids are more important than anybody else,
Right.
It's so hot here, though.
I know, right? That's what I was gonna say. Hot and humid. You can't get away from it.
Oh, I hate it.
Yep. Now you're sticky. You're always sticky.
Always, always. And I just got a job. Like today, I've only been here since Saturday.
Right?
I hitchhiked from Montana to South Dakota and then caught a bus.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I didn't get to see Mount Rushmore, but I got to see Rapid City, which is cool.
Yeah. Not much to see there, actually. Yeah.
Not a whole lot. No, just a bunch of dead presidents on every corner.
There's lots of big rocks that look like president. Yeah.
Like, hey, there is an Indian though. There's a native one too.
Yep, Geronimo. Yep.
Yep.
I'm familiar with that.
I didn't. Like I said, like I was just like trying to get out, and I had to stop in a mission. I was like, I'm done. I walked 70 miles of that hitchhiking trip,
Oh wow.
and I just said, I'm done walking.
That's it. Time to take a bus.
Pretty much. It took me 3 days to go 2,400 miles on the bus. It took me 5 days, no, 6 days to go 3 states.
Right. Right.
And I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. Wyoming kind of ended my love for hitchhiking. There's nothing in Wyoming.
Yeah, there's nothing in Wyoming.
Nothing. It is literally the dead spot of America for like if you're hitchhiking, don't. If you're ever hitchhiking, guys, don't get through there.
No, I don't even think they got grass.
Oh, they got grass. They got a lot of that. That's all they got. There's
Every
no
time I go
trees.
through, it's nothing but blowing dust. Yeah.
No, it's all grass. They got grass, but it's all grass. That's it. That's all they have.
Crazy.
So yeah, so I've just been here, and my ex likes to fight with me every single time.
Oh,
So
man. How many kids you got, bro?
I got two.
Right. Oh, wow.
So
Well,
they're with me most of the time. So at nighttime, like I pick them up in the babysitter, and they're starting to be with me kind of like every night, just every night, every morning.
oh, yeah. How old are they?
So 1 and 3.
1 and 3. Wow.
For a
Yeah.
good portion of my daughter's second year, I wasn't there.
Now, she's your ex girlfriend or your ex wife?
Ex girlfriend.
Oh,
So thankful I didn't marry that woman.
yeah.
You know, I appreciate the fact that she gave me kids. Like, we'll always love her for that. But no, if I had to spend the rest of my life with that person or owe her alimony,
Is
nope.
not enough medication for me to handle your problem,
Hmm.
kind of thing, huh?
Pretty much.
Wow. Damn.
So I'm now just living the life.
So you got a place and everything now?
Um, so caveat to that is it's my ex's best friend. So it's her sister. Sorry, it's her sister's best friend.
Damn, you get
So
around.
like it's really not that bad. She's actually pretty cool. Like she's renting me a room for $400, and that's you can't find that in Florida,
Right, right,
and you can't find that in Clearwater. So
right.
I'm literally like a 10-minute ride from the beach. It's nice,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's tough because like I don't want to uproot like her life or like interfere with her life at the same time.
Yeah, but you can't go with a shirt off in Florida for long because you'll get sunspots all over you.
Yeah, it's alright.
It'll burn you in a weird way
Yep.
in a couple hours, man.
I don't know. I do tree service. I got a job doing tree service,
A tree service.
like chopping down trees,
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
and they're gone. So I just started today. It's $12 an hour straight cash. Now I'm in the
Yeah. Cool, cool.
and it's an hour a day, so I'll be making like $120 a day. It's pretty cool.
I know a lot of people go down there after the hurricane and stuff go through.
Well, that's what I asked them. I said, "Do you do a lot of hurricane cleanup?" And I guess they haven't really had that. I mean, they've had one major one, but I guess it was too far to the state to do it because you have to travel and they've got kids, and so it becomes harder on them to do it because you have to sometimes go 200, 300 miles away.
Right.
So they stick with their regulars, but they make decent money. So and they're pretty busy all throughout the year. It's pretty nice. When they get back from their honeymoon, they just got married. When they get back from their honeymoon, um, I'll have it a straight month worth of work.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little better. Yeah.
I said when they come back from their honeymoon, they'll have a straight month worth of work.
Oh, wow.
Yep. and that's just lined up right now. That's not including like new like people that they have after this.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's cool. There
So,
you go. At least you gotta, you're walking in there making money.
mhm.
Hey,
And what's up?
I'm gonna have to drop down for a little bit. I'm gonna go back out to the patio, but I'll be on chat.
Okay.
And I just it's still kind of warm in the house, so I want to go out on the back patio. But I'll be in chat and everything. Rock on. And I'll probably be. Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. That's what I was looking for.
It's all right. I'm headed outside too. I want to smoke a cigarette.
Rock on, bro.
All right, and I'll probably drop down in the chat to you guys, and I'll come back when I'm not in pitch black.
Right. Okay, cool. Oh man. Oh. Well, I was gonna get up and I didn't want to leave you alone, canoes.
Oh, it's all good. If you need to go out, go out.
Well, I mean, I don't have to just yet.
In a little bit, I'm going to have to run outside and go feed my kitties.
Oh yeah, yeah. I couldn't get the phone thing to work last night. I guess I just don't have the signal for it. Hey, Susan, welcome in. Well, I would take my laptop out there, but you guys can't hear me anymore over the frogs. I guess that damn frogs get so loud.
Yeah, it got pretty warm today. It didn't get warm until later in the evening, though, about 6 o'clock. It jumped up like 10, 15 degrees, and it
Oh
got
wow.
humid. I got storms coming, so that's what that's all about.
Okay. Oh wow.
In a couple hours, I'm going to have a light show, I'm sure.
Oh wow. Right. Yeah, I was just looking up the radar here. Says it's still 71. Oh, great. Supposed to go to Six Flags tomorrow, and it's talking like scattered thunderstorms. 50% chance.
Yeah, the storms are out in Colorado right now. They're heading your way.
Yeah. So I was just looking up. Yeah, I see them coming across Kansas.
Yeah, all that shit up in Michigan and Indiana is heading right for me.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of it.
Oh wow. Yeah. Looks like
We need it. It's dry as fuck right now.
what's looking over.
Yeah, Susan, it will probably hit New York as well.
I think it's over here. Hold on a second.
Hey, conservative patriot, what's up, buddy? Actually, this is not really manipulation of the weather. This is a fairly typical weather pattern that we're seeing. It's very typical of a Gulf Stream carried storm.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the chiropractor to get fixed.
That sucks.
Yeah, I messed up my shoulder the other day when I fell, and it's not getting better. Hey, conservative patriot. Hello. Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I'm kind of out of energy today for some reason. Oh, uh, maybe. Nah, but something's out of alignment because I got all my strength except for when I go to reach or something, um, or try to use, punching movement. Uh, yeah, there's something. I knocked something out of alignment. I'll go to the chiropractor and I'll be fine after that.
What's up, Aaron?
Aaron did tires in the house. That's worth a kick in the goat.
This is goats for you, buddy.
Rock. Ah. Yep, tomorrow we're going to Six Flags. I'm gonna give me one of those great big old ice cream cones and a badass nachos, loaded nachos.
Just don't eat too much before you go on the rides.
And being on a ride, it'd probably be the log flume. You know what I'm saying? It's not really all that bad.
Yeah. We have a kick-ass amusement park about an hour west of me on Lake Erie called Cedar Point. For years and years, it was known as the roller coaster of the world. They had like the biggest collection of roller coasters, but I haven't been into that kind of stuff in over 20 years. If you like rides and shit, it's the place to go, but I don't like standing around in line for 2 hours to get on a single ride, and it's pretty fucking expensive.
Right.
Uh, if you're younger, it's fun, but I have more mature tastes. I'd rather be.
Right. Well, my plan is to eat them out of ice. I want to justify the cost of my season pass on just ice cream.
There you go. The one thing that I did like that they had there, they had chocolate covered frozen bananas on a stick.
Hey, you. Hold on a second. All right. Now say again.
The amusement park used to have frozen chocolate covered bananas on a stick. That was my favorite thing
Oh,
at the
yeah.
amusement park. That
That's
shit was the bomb.
right. Well, the Six Flags here's got the giant waffle cones with they pile the ice cream in, but they normally sell it for like damn near $10 a piece. And so I'm gonna justify. I need to get 18 ice cream just to break even, and that doesn't count the dinners and all the lunches and stuff, but and the drinks because I get all that with my pass, and we got free parking with the pass. We just have to go there and go in, and we don't have to spend any
Hey,
money.
Don's in the chat. He's asking if you got your package.
Yes, I did. I'm glad you showed up. Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was right on time too. So thank you so much. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when we used to go to the amusement park, they would food prices started getting kind of high. So what we would do, we take our family van down there, and we would like take our lunch break in the afternoon, and we would just go back to the van, and we had a Coleman stove set up there, and we'd cook hot dogs and shit in the parking lot, have a little cookout, save some money.
Right. Well, we went ahead and bought the parking pass and the dining pass, which has the drink mix on it too, and to go on it for all season. And I'm about 10 ice creams into it already because we bought our season passes last fall, right? And we got the rest of the season, and as soon as they offered them for the rest of the season plus next season, we bought our passes and then turned around, and I've already got 10 ice creams in on it, right? So I'm like almost there.
Yeah, the park now. My sister has season passes for her and her kid. Um, I think she got a deal on her season passes for this year because she bought them ahead of time last year,
Yeah.
and they pay for themselves after like 2 visits. Basically, they're like $120, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it includes the parking. That's like the big thing. Because if you just go up there, out of the blue, the parking is like $40.
Yeah, it's like $25-$30 here at the Six Flags. So what we did is we got that, and me and my brother went in together on our passes. So it ended up being like 160, $175 a piece for all last fall, and then all this year. When now they're talking about extending them into next year because of the bullshit we got to go through for COVID.
Yeah.
So that's the case. Then I'm golden.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I don't think it's opened up yet here in Ohio because of COVID. I'd have to look into it. Because I don't think the down by Cincinnati there's another huge amusement park called Kings Island. It's part of King's Dominion and all that other stuff.
Right.
And I don't think we're going to be open up just yet.
Like I said, Missouri's open, but they're going to make me require me to wear a mask. So I guess I'm going to have to get one of my banditos out. Yeah.
I still don't know what's gonna look like in the fall.
Well, I don't think they're gonna have much problem. They're gonna have a big problem trying to enforce the mask thing here.
Yeah, because the kids ain't gonna keep them on for 6 hours.
Right.
There's no way. They can't even sit still for 2 minutes. Never mind doing that.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. We had a total of, like somebody came and told me the other day, it was like, well, they've reported we've had what, maybe 20 cases in this state the whole entire time of COVID.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's not here. People here eat real food. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, darn it. Oh.
But hey, I'm gonna drop down for a little while. I'm gonna sit out on the back patio, chill out. I'll be in chat watching. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Rock and roll. I'll be back a little bit later.
Interesting.
Yeah, we were talking about amusement parks. The big one here near me.
Yeah.
They used to have this program years ago where anybody who went to the park and bought their tickets, they could do this volunteer program where they would volunteer an hour of their time at the park to just help out with trash and everything. And you could you got a ticket after doing your hour of trash, and you ate for free the rest of the day anywhere in the park. It was awesome.
Nice.
So, I'll empty trash cans for an hour to get free food.
Yeah. Pretty crazy what's going on right now, huh? Pretty crazy. I just glad it's the weekend. Ugh.
Well, that sucks, Don.
Oh, yeah,
Just when you make it out there, things get shitty. That really sucks.
well,
I know the governor here in Ohio was on the radio the other day. I didn't catch the entire broadcast, but it sounded like he wanted to try and push something similar because he's all freaked out about a possible second wave. It's all bullshit.
yeah, I talked to many people
I
that.
ain't wearing a mask unless I absolutely fucking have to. If I have to go inside like a public
Hey,
building
Buffalo.
or something like that.
Wait,
There ain't no way I'm wearing one at work. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I wore one in the frickin' store. I almost passed out. It's like, holy shit. Wait, I almost passed out. All right, during notifications. Jeez. I'm full of fatigue. With this nonsense. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, no. Sorry, notifications. Driving me nuts.
And I don't hear you guys very well.
I'm here right now.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear ya. Oh my
Check,
god,
check.
what is going on here? Thank you. Get. Oh my god. This guy
I
covered
had to go to a wedding
stacking.
today.
Sorry to hear that.
My niece got married.
Oh, I thought you said a wake, not a wedding.
That's what I
No,
thought.
I went to a wedding.
That's why I said I'm sorry.
It happens.
No, she was 20. She's 20 years old, and she got married. You, my niece is gorgeous. One of the prettiest girls you ever seen.
Oh, I'm so sick of these notifications popping up.
I'll be honest, I have never been to a wedding in my life.
Alright, I'm turning this stupid thing on. Oh my god.
Well, I've been to one, and my son is now divorced. No, I actually went to my daughter's. Yeah,
Yeah, so that way you could just.
I've been to a few, including my own.
I've never even been invited to a wedding. I don't know if that says something about me.
Hey, me too. Don't feel
Oh.
bad. Me too. Don't feel bad.
You know, weddings are kind of crazy. Everybody, we're all humans, and we all have the same kind of. We all do the same stuff pretty much, no matter
Yeah.
what culture you're from. It's just the rituals that they do are a little different cultures. I've been to quite Mexican weddings, and I tell you, they are actually
In and out.
Mexican weddings are fun. They're fun. I mean, my other niece, she married some guy from Pakistan, but they're not all Muslims. I mean, the guy she married was not a Muslim. A lot of their family is Muslim. They're part of their family, and
Yeah, it's all right.
they all know each other. Well, they had a little rivalry every now and then, but for the most part, they're really nice people. There was, I got so many weird wedding stories, but I'm not going to tell you because you probably don't want to hear. I'll just tell you one part of it that I really sticks in my mind. Some guy that decided too shit faced inside with else. So he goes outside and puking his guts out all over. Yeah, that's one of the kind of things you see at a wedding.
Yeah, I hear a lot of feedback coming from Buffalo.
What's that?
It keeps like echoing.
Yeah, your audio is not too good, Bill.
Yeah.
I'll close out and come back in.
Okay.
All right.
It happens. Jesus is racist. Oh. Here we go with this. Good gravy. Oh, I know why. I have the notifications on. Yeah. Fish paste.
Check.
Is that any better?
Yeah, 100% better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm also wearing earbuds too. That might have changed it. It says in StreamYard when you're backstage, it tells you to wear headphones or earbuds
I always
for the
do.
best results.
And the cool thing is you can do it on your mobile phone now.
While I'm on the mobile phone.
Yeah, you can just go to StreamYards.com and you sign in, and there you go.
Yeah, I'm not rich like you are, Patriot.
I ain't
I don't
either.
have a computer. I don't have a computer. Well, I do, but I don't have Wi-Fi, and my computer is basically a boat anchor because it's got a bad virus in it. And if I could get the virus cleaned out, it might help.
No, Norton's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd have to buy that Norton or something or take it down. We got this place down here that'll give you a virus expungement for about $120. And basically what they do is they remove your operating system and then they reinstall it. I don't know if that's a good way or not, but that's what I had done last time. I have let's see, my daughter burned up my MacBook.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah. This was back when she was I don't know, on Facebook or some crap, and she had it with this is before she got married and everything, and she had it in the blankets and it overheated because it was in the blankets with her while she was laying in bed.
Oops.
That'll do it.
And then the other one is, of course, is the one, and that was the logic board. I still have the computer. I still have it. I haven't given up on it. I probably should just
So my laptop of 3 years.
So my daughter to try.
Yeah, one of the problems with laptops overheating, the graphics processing unit inside is the most susceptible thing to overheating. And if you don't have proper, air circulation underneath it, and you have it running but the lid closed for any length of time, you'll fry that chip like crazy. I've had that happen to 2 laptops before.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's an HP, but an Intel processor. Hell yeah!
So the Acer laptop, that one bit the dust. The Acer's the one I used when I was in the community college.
Oh wow!
And yeah, and I had Wi-Fi back then and all that stuff. And that was back when Wi-Fi was really expensive. And then I had my daughter. Anyway, she gave me a notepad. Just kind of like it looks like a big giant cell phone. She gave me her old notepad, which it's It's probably, I don't know. It's like 2012 version or something, you know.
Wow.
But I don't use it. I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't know. I've been through quite a few computers. I even had a computer room, and the computer room, and it had a flatbed scanner. I had a inkjet printer. I had a tower.
Mm.
I had a huge rack for CDs and DVDs and everything, and I had all kinds of games and crap like that for it. And it was like a hutch that had all this peripheral crap on it. I even had a fax machine connected to it.
Right.
I still got a fax machine.
Oh, do you?
And this was back in 2000. This
Oh my
was
God!
right when
I was in
Y2K
fourth.
hit.
I was in fourth grade then. Jeez.
I thought Y2K was going to be the end of the world. Everybody thought that. It never happened.
The Y2K scare.
Yeah, we
I was
thought they
working
were
that
going to.
night. We were waiting to see if all the computers at work were going to completely go ape shit. Nothing happened.
Yeah, because we thought the computers were set only to go to 2000 and not beyond or something. I can't remember. It was some stupid thing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hot in the house, so I figured I'd come outside and chat with you guys for a minute.
Yeah, that's what Wiz did. He had to go outside.
Whoa! I just saw something about the New World Order. Oh shit.
Oh yeah. What? See, the New World Order is the one that's trying to divide us all.
Yeah. Also George Soros too.
Because I don't really remember. You know, I've already kind of let on that I'm kind of old, right? But the thing is, I don't remember all this racist crap being just, you know, thrown around like it is now.
Crap, I can't find it.
All this racial division talk.
Yeah, it's all manufactured. It's all designed that way. Like I said in my videos, they had all this stuff planned out for months since November 2019, before this virus even hit. They had this plan for months.
Well, they roll it out whenever they need to. It's one of their tools
Yeah.
in the New World Order's tool chest. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like Romney's a tool. You know, it's not a very sharp one. But they got all these tools. They've got people just. I mean, if you're going to allow yourself to wash like that, and not, especially where I mean, there's this there what?
It keeps echoing again.
I'll try fresh again, see if that helps.
Okay. If not, just try restarting the thing and see if that works. Oh, crap, I lost it. Shit. I had it, it just popped up, and then, of course, it's freaking. Ugh, crap. House Democrats passed D.C. statehood bill. Well, of course they do. Yeah, I know it's that, you know. Oh, wow, it's getting nighttime there.
Fix anything, or is it still bad?
It's good now.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but I also watched a movie on YouTube about that. Holy crap. Yeah, how they persecute Christians if you don't worship their God. I'm like, screw that. Screw that. Oh, it's doing it again. Unless it's me. I don't think so. House Democrats passed D.C. state limit bill. Yeah, of course they did. Should have been a state to begin with. Dumbbells.
I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll take over. What's up, people? I'll be a host for momentarily. So, there we go. Okay, he's back.
Check. Well, I was sharing a screen earlier. That might have screwed up the audio.
Maybe.
Try it one more time, Bill. Let's see if it works.
Hopefully. Damn it, I just had the freaking thing. Ugh, it sucks. Yeah, they've been planning that charade since George W. Bush Sr. Okay, see how we're working. Check.
Check.
Copy.
No echo. Sounds good.
Right on. Well, for now. Hopefully.
I don't know. There's a little lag in there too.
Well, I got a message when I started the stream tonight from StreamYards that they were having some issues. So Restream was acting really goofy earlier. And then we had both me and Wizard started simultaneous streams. So we're like trying to talk to each other, but we weren't in the same stream, so neither of us were hearing each other. It was kind of funny. All right, good night, Susan.
Well, actually, kind of. I'm in a new modus operandi now. I'm working on getting a communication thing set up where I've got a police scanner and a base station and a mobile unit that's all capable of going 10 or 11 meters.
Oh, 11 miles.
No,
Nice.
11 meters, that's the wavelength.
Gotcha.
So it's CO. 11 meters is CB band. And 10 meters is ham band, which you can pretty much use the same antennas for the high end of the band.
Yeah, it's doing it again.
Okay, well, I'll have to go back out, I guess.
Alrighty.
Sorry, Bill.
Sorry, buddy. This top story says, cited irritation fears a killer pandemic. Republicans fight face masks in Congress. But they should. It's what people are dying from just wearing those. Right.
I did not look at the news at all today.
I didn't either. I was so freaking sick
I
of
kind of
hearing
lounged
about the
around
virus.
and played with the cats and
Yeah.
made some food for myself and took a long nap and got up about an hour before I started the stream. So my sleep schedule's all out of whack now. I gotta work tomorrow, so that ain't gonna be fun. But what the hell?
Yeah.
At least work is air conditioned. That's the saving grace.
Not mine. I think it stopped working like years ago. Everything's screwed up. They don't take care of nothing. It's a joke. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I had some debates with liberals on Channel 5 here, my local news station. Yeah, they shut them up. Of course, there was a person there that looked like she was in that Black Lives Matter group. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And they're starting to shout to the rooftops of defunding the police here. I'm like, oh, terrific.
Well, Bill, if you got the Borg out there, I don't know what to tell you, man. Lock and load. I don't like the Borg.
Yeah, I'd say, oh, shit. Police are going by. It ain't good. All right, cut it out, damn it. All right, hold on. Let's get this stupid thing going. I'm flamming. All right, you. One cat. Go figure. Oath Keepers in Massachusetts. Yeah, I'm actually
I'd
part
like
of
to
this.
visit Massachusetts sometimes, but there's just so many liberals out there. I don't know if I can handle it.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of brainwashed. But the good thing is, those Patriots are fighting back, and a lot of people are starting to wake up and see what the hell's going on. So that's a start.
Yeah. A few years back, I had planned a vacation, but I had to cancel it because I caught the flu. And I was
That's
going to go
okay.
spend a week out on Cape Cod. I rented a vacation home in the
Yeah.
middle of the winter. It was dirt cheap.
You know what there? Oh shit. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this is a good article they put up
Hey,
here.
Beaver.
I'm actually in a group. Oh, stupid notifications drive me crazy. Yeah, it's called East. Oh, right. This thing's really annoying me. Oath Keepers of Massachusetts. I'm actually part of this group. And it's an interesting one here. Deborah from Deborah. That's her name. Yeah, it says how I feel about Mass. November 18th, 1978. The death toll exceeded 900, making it one of the largest mass deaths in American history. The people followed one man and all killed themselves. Oh my. Dang. Oh boy. It says here, youtube.com from Reginald. These armed militia groups are surging across the nation and cops are joining them. Kick ass. 3%ers and cops joining forces? Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. Hey, the only way the only way you can restore law and order is if we have to take matters into our own hands. You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright. I'm driving me crazy. Come on, you. Thank you. Oh. Man, we have to find one. Find one. That's the only thing. I know they're out there, but for goodness sakes. Cubs TV series canceled after 31 years. It's ridiculous, man. So now we know why people are dying because of those masks. Kind of, sort of. Oh, for the love of Pete, why did I do that? I gotta shut that off. Oh, God, it's gonna drive me nuts. Where is it? Damn thing. Let's see, don't show app icon, social number, no. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. Hopefully that. No, we ain't solved that. Okay, crap. Will you get off my screen? Oh my God. Thank you. That was busy. Let's see, notifications. Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. Yeah, cut it out. I think I just shut it off. Thank goodness. Oh, gosh. Or did I? I don't even know. Crazy. There we go. I think it fixed it. Yeah. Graveyards are popular. That's true. Civil Graveyard and Chickamauga. It's interesting.
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. Thank you. My tongue tied.
Well, Zach, the amusement park I was telling you about earlier, it's on the shore of Lake Erie, and it's on a little peninsula that juts way out into the lake. So it's surrounded on three sides by water. It's a pretty cool place. About maybe 2 or 3 miles west of it, there's a bunch of little islands, and one of the islands was used as a Civil War prisoner of war camp for Confederate officers.
Oh, wow.
And they had their own little. They basically just dumped them on the island and gave them the hand tools and said, "Build your own, buildings and everything." And they would let them fish off the shore, and it wasn't a very good place. And a lot of prisoners starved up there.
Oh,
And then I think
like that
they
World War
actually
II thing.
later on during World War I, and they had German prisoner of wars there.
Really? I didn't know that. Damn. Excuse me.
Colonel Shaw is in the house. What's up, dude?
Is it? Oh, there he is. Oh, good. The notification stopped. Well, good. Every 10 seconds. Ding, ding. Oh, ambulance going by, the police cruiser. Ukrainian, German, Polish, Slovak, French.
Yep, I'm a
Netherlands.
mutt.
Yeah. That's it. My DNA says I'm 100% human. I would hope so. Yeah, it's also that Saharan dust going around. Yikes. Welcome, everybody. Let's see here. 4.4K deaths, influenza, and pneumonia. 2017, Massachusetts. Hmm. Let me see. What's up?
Yes, it's a staring contest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I, Colonel Shaw, one of the, are you a fan of Pink Floyd? Let me ask you.
I know. I know I am.
Podcast. Yeah, I asked because I've been a big fan of Pink Floyd most of my life, and I used to collect a lot of the bootleg concerts. And one of the best live bootlegs that they ever did was recorded in um, the Concertgebouw Royal Theater in Amsterdam. I was wondering if Colonel Shaw had ever been there before. The acoustics are amazing.
I bet.
It was like 1969, I think.
Oh, wow.
And like back then, concert audiences were very nice. They weren't screaming throughout the whole show, so the audio was amazing.
They doing
I'm
better.
watching stupid drivers. A smart car. And it drifted over into the right lane in front of somebody.
Oh, jeez.
Smart car, dumb driver.
Not too smart.
That is
And it was a semi truck. I couldn't see the semi truck. Try English too. Whoa,
That's good. The crap
that
out of
was a
me.
dumb maneuver. I swear, some people don't have their mirrors adjusted properly.
Yeah.
If you can see the side of your car from the side mirrors, you got them wrong.
Yeah.
You should see the lane next to you.
Yep. Not too close in, you're not going to see who the hell's behind you.
Well, you want to see who's behind you. You got a mirror above your, at the top of your windshield.
Yeah, that too.
Side mirrors let you see the lanes next to you.
Oh, boy.
Look ahead of you. This guy just rolls right into the back of a car. That's happened to me a few times.
don't believe it, simply Google search and take it to the UN website. Where you can access the document and read for yourself. It's amazing how well the government pandemic ties with Agenda 21/2030. New World Order, UN
Whoa.
Agenda 21,
Oh, dang. Messed up a classic car with a stupid maneuver.
2030
Oh,
mission
man.
goals. One world,
67 Chevelle.
there you go.
Oh, it wasn't a stupid maneuver. It was
See,
on a
one world
trailer
government, one
and it
world
got loose.
cashless currency, one world central bank, one world military, the end of national sovereignty, the end of all privately owned property, the end of all the family unit, depopulation control, population growth, and population density, mandatory multiple vaccines, universal basic income registry, microchip society for purchasing, travel, tracking, and controlling information of the world's social credit system, like China has. Trying to
Get out of the road, you idiot.
trillions of appliances hooked into a 5G monitoring system, Internet of Things, government raised children, government owned and controlled schools, colleges, universities, the end of private transportation, owning cars, etc. All businesses owned by government/corporations, the restriction of non essential air travel, human beings concentrated into human settlement zones, cities, the end of irrigation, the end of private farms and grazing livestock, the end of single family homes, restricted land use that serves human needs, the ban of natural non synthetic drugs and neuropathic medicine, the end of fossil fuels. Yikes. That's crazy. That's their agenda.
Fossil fuels are the reason why we are as advanced as we are.
Yeah, they want to get rid of that.
If we did away with fossil fuels now, we would go backwards.
Oh yeah. That's part of the agenda 21 and 2030.
And
So I
here
think
they're all the time saying that Republicans want to go backwards. What?
no.
We're
They
more
want to
going
go
forward
forward.
than they are. I see a couple of new gas stations here.
Really? What are the
in
names?
Singapore. Sinclair.
The hell kind of name is that?
Their symbol is a dinosaur, Brontosaurus.
Oh, so it's fossil fuel.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's an
cool.
old Western chain.
It's new here.
How come all of a sudden they just round them out now? That's interesting. I mean, that's good because
We got rid of Citgo, and now Sinclair's popped up. You know, Citgo is Venezuela.
Yep.
None of our 7-Elevens have gas anymore.
You're right back.
really. Okay, that's interesting.
Cars, a line of cars stopped, and this pickup just kept going. Boom.
Yeah,
I just had a
my
cop
favorite muscle
blare his
cars.
siren outside my house,
Uh-oh.
trying
There
to
it
pull
is.
someone over.
My wife and I were going down
Is
main
everything
highway
good?
in Portland, and we saw the traffic ahead of us slowing down, so we started slowing down. Well, a car
Yeah.
behind us didn't see us slow down,
Oh, jeez.
bumped into the back of us, and then the car behind her bumped into her.
Probably
And
wasn't
she
paying
tried to say-
attention.
She told her insurance company that the guy behind her pushed her into us. Well, it's partially true because she hit us, he hit her, and then she hit us again. So it's true for the second hit, not the first one.
Yeah.
And we had minimal damage. But her car was totaled.
Really?
From the back and the front.
Dang.
Third car was just the front. But those two cars were totaled. Ours was drivable, but later considered totaled because it bent the back frame.
That's gonna be pretty hefty, though.
Cherokee. Jeep Cherokee.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, those things are pretty good, though.
I've hit several things with my Wrangler and never caused any damage to it.
Yeah, that thing has like a body of steel or something.
Whoa!
Yeah, my favorite muscle car is the Chevelle.
I like watching these videos called driving school or something like that. What they show you what not to do.
And then they do it anyway.
No. They're showing what happens when you do those things. It's real footage, and they said, "Don't do this." And since I've been watching those, I've avoided a few accidents. So it's working.
There's a few educational videos on there.
Idiot. Busy highway, and the guy's just strolling across on foot.
Yeah, so there's some accidents that just makes your jaw drop. You're like,
They showed one where the guy had a green light, and he was going, but somebody just stepped off of the curb and started walking across, headphones on, totally unaware of what's going on. She had the "Don't Walk" sign, and he had the green light.
guess what happens?
I've been in that situation. Somebody looking down at their phone had headphones on, totally unaware of what was going on in traffic. They just stepped out in the street. They were in the middle of the street before they realized, oh, I'm in the street. And people getting hit by cars is up in Portland because they're not paying attention when they're crossing the street.
No, that's how freaking kids are today.
All
It's like, yo,
fucking on the phone.
like, you can
Run
look
the
where you're
stop
going.
sign. And I noticed at our local Fred Meyer, they have stop signs for traffic safety in the parking lot. And one stop sign, everybody ignores.
Yeah.
I almost got T-boned because I hesitated for a second just to make sure it was clear. And I started my turn, and the guy almost T-boned me because he didn't stop. He figured I was waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a stop. He did.
Oh.
And I told Fred Meyer that they need to get a new sign out because people don't see it. Well, they put a new sign up, and they still don't see it.
Yeah.
Or they're just ignoring it.
Interesting. Very cool.
Man, I need some whiskey.
Yeah, it's that type of time of the week.
Ooh. Dang.
He didn't say the F word.
Yes, you did.
He's like, fuck.
Oh, airbags deployed. Oh, look on your lane, idiot.
Yeah,
At the last second, the road splits off like that. Another one
Yeah.
goes straight. Last second.
Yeah.
And cut somebody off. Oh, that's... This guy decides to go to the left lane a little bit late, and a semi-truck just ran into the backup. The truck driver had no chance to stop. That definitely not Zoom now. You lost it.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was close.
Yeah.
Red light.
Green light.
Oh, I saw what happened. Car going perpendicular ran the red light, and white car was going straight on a yellow and stopped. Just barely missed. What? Oh, you idiot.
Yeah, it's a lot of those on the road today.
Man, I got stopped one time, Centralia, Washington. I was headed south,
Oh.
and I stopped to get something to eat.
Yeah.
And I got back on the road. I didn't have my lights on. It was dark. So there was a car on the opposite direction, flashed the lights. I'm like, okay, I flashed mine back. They'll still flash even though they're off. And the light turned green and I went. And as I was going, I could see lights on top of the car. Oh crap, that's the cops. And he turned his lights on, did a U-ey, pulled me over. He's like, I stopped you because I tried to tell you your lights were off and you didn't turn them on, you just flashed them. So,
Oops.
He wasn't going to write me up a ticket. He's just trying to tell me I forgot to turn the lights on. And he let me go after he ran my information. And
that's
I found out later that when he pulled me over, I had a suspended license.
crap.
But he didn't do anything about that.
It's a good thing you got renewed.
I got incredibly lucky.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was suspended.
The last time that I was involved with a traffic stop was about 5 years ago. Me and my sister were driving around scrapping one night when my town had their bulk trash night, and we're driving through this kind of crappy neighborhood in the center of my town about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
Just cruising streets, looking at what people are throwing away, and all of a sudden we get lit up behind us. We stopped, and the cop's like, "Did you know that you ran a stop sign back there?" And we're like, "No, we didn't even see it." Apparently there was a stop sign, and it was like half obscured by trees and shit. So, obviously they use it as a stop method. And luckily the cop knew me. My sister was driving. I was just in the passenger seat, and he just looked over. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, dude?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're just scrapping." He's like, "All right, we'll just run your license and we'll get you on your way." We're basically looking for some hoodlum kids running around toilet paper and houses and shit. So we're like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's like, "Is there anything in the car we need to know about?" And me and my sister just looked at each other.
Right.
We're like, "Yeah, there's about 1,000 bodies in the trunk." While we were scrapping that night, we found a house that was throwing away somebody's entire collection of Beanie Babies. So we had about 1,000 Beanie Babies in the trunk.
Oh, my brother's wife, she has a bad habit of speeding, and she was going over the posted speed limit near an elementary school where her kids were attending. Cop pulls her over, and he knows her.
Yeah.
But he comes up to the window and says, "You know how fast you're going?" She turned and looked at him and said, "Is this a quiz?" And he started laughing. It's like, if I didn't know you, I'd write you up a ticket.
Yeah, it's like awesome cops out there, especially my law enforcement. So, hey, how you doing? Yeah,
We knew all the cops.
That's a good thing. My dad knows pretty much every cop in this area.
One of our neighbors was a cop.
And the crappy thing is, he just got fired from his job.
Plus, we were friends with the sheriff.
He worked for Charter for like 20 years, and they fired him because he forgot to wear a safety helmet one time. This is like freaking 4 months ago, or 3 months ago, whatever. They fired him for that.
My parents got to know all the police because
So, yeah,
they were
my
taking
dad
in
knows
foster.
quite a few cops. He knows all the people in East Brookfield, North Brookfield, everywhere.
My parents got to know all the police because they were taking in foster kids, and
Oh, wow.
of course, every time there was a problem, we called the police. So they got to know us.
Mm-hmm. Well, go hey, I know you. uh,
In fact, a cop showed up at the house one day because my brother set off some fireworks out in the field.
ooh,
It was our field. He strapped the three M80s together,
yeah.
tied them into one fuse, and that went off. It left a crater a foot or two wide in the ground.
Wow.
The next door neighbors, he had a girlfriend that was daughter of a biker, and she had a mouth like a sailor. Leave my father out of that. He didn't talk that way. He's a sailor.
Okay.
But you heard plenty of sailors cursing up a storm, right? Well, that was her every day.
Yeah.
And she had these two mean dogs that kept barking at us every time we're in our own backyard, and they stick their heads in the fence, try to get through. We knew if that fence wasn't there, they would attack us. Well, she called the cops. Cop showed up, didn't knock on the door, says, "Hey, it's Chris here." He comes up. We got a call that you set off an explosive out in the field. Could you tell me about that? So he told the officer all about it. He says, "Well, that's not illegal. You probably shouldn't do that with, that neighbor."
Yeah, that's freaking funny.
Oh, he dumped hers for a girlfriend. Because, he wasn't too worried about her, although her anger was pretty fierce. He was worried about her father.
Oh.
He's been in prison.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from those type of people. Mm-hmm.
He was twice our neighbor's, the neighbor, twice his size, shorter, but twice his size. And
Damn.
always carried weapons.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But he eventually got rid of her. I think he used a tactic of being very annoying. So she decided to leave. There was no way he was going to kick her out.
Yeah.
Her father would show up.
Uh-huh. Like, what you doing, boy?
Bald head, beard down to his middle of his chest,
Okay, like ZZ Top.
tattoos up and down his arms,
ZZ Top.
piercings everywhere.
Jeez. I don't understand the point of that
You know how
shit.
you handle those people in a fight? You grab their piercings.
Oh yeah, like, but you bastard! No, yeah, shouldn't have those.
You got a nose slit now.
Yeah, I don't understand why people want to pierce their body like that. It's just freaking. I don't know.
I saw in a movie the kid was getting mouthy with a police officer, so the police officer just hooks his finger in his nose ring and drags him around. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He became very respectful.
I don't ever disrespect them. They haven't pulled you over. There's probably a reason why they're doing that.
Oh, my brother's daughter. Oh, she decided to rebel, and she did it big time. She shaved her head like Miley Cyrus.
Right?
Oh, my brother went berserk.
Don't tell me she's a liberal.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
So is her mother. They
Well,
split up.
well,
Oh, and I got a funny story.
I
About that.
I feel sorry for that guy.
I got a funny story about that.
Okay, go ahead.
My brother and his wife would go out and have some beers, and a beautiful woman walks by, and my brother takes a look, and then he stops real quick because, like, I shouldn't be doing that. I got my wife right here, and she's looking too. He started noticing that. He's like, "Oh, this is cool. My wife's checking out the women too." And then he's like, "Wait a second, is she a lesbian?" So one day he says to her, "Honey, I think we're gonna have to split up because you're lesbian." Now she's got a girlfriend.
No, that's how you find out. I dated one that was like bisexual. She couldn't make up her mind. She wanted a guy or a girl. Oh, frick this.
But it was funny how wow, this is cool. My wife's checking him out too.
And then go to find out. Yeah.
And he got to thinking, why is she checking him out? He never got in trouble for it.
Brilliant.
But for the longest time, they seemed like a great couple. And it's funny how they met. My brother and his roommate, best friend, were they decided to go to the drive-in.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't want to sit in the truck, so they threw the living room couch in the back of the truck. And they pulled the truck back a little bit off of the hump.
Actually, that's a pretty nifty idea.
That's when they had that speaker on the pole.
Oh, yeah. Then you had to pick it up and put it on your
And
frickin'. Yeah, I remember those days.
These three girls pull up on the lane next to them. And came over and asked about the couch. And they told them why they brought the couch. It's more comfortable than the truck seats. And they said, hey, that's a good idea. And they went back to their car, and one of them said, hey, let's go over and sit with them. There's room on the couch for two more people.
Yeah.
And I guess the third one didn't want to go. I'll stay in the car. And I guess two of them, only one of them went over, and that was the one that became my brother's wife.
Oh.
So they met on the living room couch.
Oh, wow.
At the drive-in.
Oh, excuse me. Wow.
Good food, huh? I decided to have clam chowder tonight. I finished off the whole thing myself.
I'm surprised nobody else ate it.
Well, my wife wanted something. She wanted just bread with cheese and tomato.
That's surprised to eat still. Like,
for lunch, though, I had a salad made with corn, tomatoes, and some mayonnaise, and some cottage cheese, and some chicken nuggets. It's good.
Yahoo. There you go.
It was 90 degrees outside. It was too hot to eat hot food.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, when it's hot, you don't want to cook. You don't want to cook anything. It's like, God.
Well, it was easy to cook.
That's why I had salad.
It was easy to cook the chicken. I got one of those Airstream ovens.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's an air fryer.
Ah.
Oh, now I see your hat.
Oh yeah.
made me think of Michelle. Wonder how she's doing.
She actually just went live for a little bit. She's doing okay.
Yeah, I saw she had posted a test video earlier tonight, so I assumed she was going to be going live sometime.
Just wanted to let everybody know what's been happening, and it's been very rough for her, that's for sure.
I talked to Tony Patriot.
Yeah.
and he said that he's had a falling out with her, but he's sorry about what's happened and invited her back. So if you talk to her, tell him that Tony Pates is already, he's ready to bring her back in
All
if
right,
she
will
wants.
do. Will do. Yeah, that's
Hey guys,
definitely.
I'm gonna have to go for a couple minutes. I got a storm coming. I gotta close the windows, so I'll be back in a few
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, you
Alrighty.
don't want the storm getting in the house. Yeah, Tony's a cool guy.
Oh yeah, I've been watching it
He
for
does
many
he does
months.
a lot of stuff for veterans.
Yep, he does. It's irritating that some people think he's just there for the money. I'm like, no.
But
Like he really has receipts of saying
I
what
sure
he does.
I sure hope if Michelle comes back to his group that DM doesn't get pissed off.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
I do not know why DM listened to that other person and didn't ask Michelle anything.
Yes,
Just
and then
assumed the
and
worst.
then those two run that drama on my channel. Not that I don't blame Michelle at all. They come on my channel and say, I'm like,
DM came on your channel?
no, no, yeah, well, she did, but then those other two did.
Oh,
Yeah. Started
well,
bringing drama on my channel. I was like, listen, you're
I
not going to
haven't
bring this on my channel. Sorry.
I haven't seen DM say anything mean about Michelle, but
I haven't either.
it's what I've heard. So, and she said she doesn't like to come on Censor Wars because of one person on there. She thinks is a fraud and is a liar. And I'm like, who would that be? And then I heard Michelle talk about what was going on. It's like, oh, I know who.
Yeah, I've been, following up on that, all that ridiculous since it started back in last July of last year.
Yeah,
She
I
skipped
asked
it.
Charity O about it, and she didn't respond really. Uh, she kind of dodged the question. But
What did you,
Charity's nice to me.
what did you ask her?
What the problem is with Michelle?
And she never
Uh,
got back to you.
no,
I,
she kind of dodged it.
yeah, I asked her the same question. I said, what did she do to you? And I got the same thing.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. Schedule for this. Come on, guys. Oh, there it is.
And
Interesting stuff. But I'll be right back.
yeah, I heard something interesting. Air Force news today. Apparently, someone's trying to push to have the headquarters for the Space Force to be based here in Ohio at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base down in Dayton, which would be interesting, but I don't see it happening. Now, Zoom, I got to work tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is already today, so I got to work today. Working 1 to 7. If it's not busy, I'm going to be cleaning my deep fryer up there. Probably make some salads. I like the little Coke thing you got there. My dad would have loved that. Got your COVID beer. You're good to go.
A nice root. Lettuce is starting to fill out, but I still got the wrong light. That is.
Yeah, you were saying it was real picky with the light spectrum. Yeah, them some nice roots.
And this one's got roots now, also. So it's almost ready to go into a bigger container. Used to have a whole bunch of these coffee containers. All I got right now is these jars.
I got some gunfire going on in the neighborhood.
We got fireworks. Our neighbors next door keep shooting off fireworks every night, but they don't clean up after
Yeah,
themselves.
we get that too, but this is gunfire.
See, this is a jar.
Oh, I hate that.
I put a net cup in it. And I planted some more peas. And check these pods out.
I'm not a huge fan of peas, but I do like snap peas. I could eat them every fucking day.
Don't have enough to
Nice.
make a pound of peas yet, but I just pick them and then put them in the freezer. I got maybe an ounce so far.
Do you have to blanch them beforehand?
No, I just put them in the freezer. I don't even know what blanching is.
Well, it's bland. You usually do it with beans if you're going to be freezing beans. Basically, you do a quick boil on them for like maybe a minute and then chill them immediately and then freeze them. It helps them not get mushy when they thaw out.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Peas I've always gotten from the store. I just take them out of the bag and throw them in the water.
Yeah, peas, like I do not like eating peas by themselves, like as a side dish, but I'll eat them in a soup or a stew, no problem. It's just I don't care for them on their own. They're more, for me, they're like a filler in soup or stew.
When I was in high school, we'd go to lunch and I would eat everybody's peas. Every time they had peas for a vegetable, I ate well.
Yeah, see, I like, for me, the worst is like cafeteria style peas. Yeah. Nope.
Did you see my broccoli yesterday?
Yeah, the broccoli looks great.
My gosh, I'm watching videos on, best time to harvest broccoli, and the guy goes out to his garden. Says, the broccoli that I have in a sunny spot are the biggest ones I've ever had. They are huge, and you go out there and look at them; they're half the size of mine. It's like, are you kidding me? It's one guy saying, I decided to grow my broccoli hydroponically this time, using the Kratky method. Just a big tote. And they are huge. And I look at, are you kidding? I got three of them that are small. Not big like those two. And they are bigger than the ones I've seen on YouTube. And The only thing that I did differently this year was I planted them in the raised bed that had the compost. Not only are the broccoli really big this year, but so are the tomatoes in that same raised bed. And I have
Oh yeah,
two raised
tomatoes
beds.
love compost.
I have 2 raised beds with celery. That one, it's the broccoli, the tomatoes, and celery. And the celery in there is bigger than the other one. So
I have never tried growing celery. I don't think it does good in my part of the country.
You plant celery next to the tomatoes, and the aroma coming from the smell from the celery, I almost said smellery, makes the tomatoes grow big. So I got celery on both sides of the big one. The smaller one is the same variety, but it only has celery on one side. I don't know if that has something to do with it, or the fact that that big tomato plant is near the broccoli. But I have a volunteer tomato plant coming off the other corner of the broccoli. And it's growing fast and big. It's got blossoms on it. And those 2 bigger tomato plants, they are loaded with blossoms. I'm out there every day shaking the plant. Most of the growers say if you don't have a lot of bees, you take a electric toothbrush, go out there and put the backside of the electric toothbrush on there and turn it on. And it shakes the branch those blossoms are on and pollinates the flower. Because every flower has male and female.
Mhm.
And they can be pollinated by bees, butterflies, or whatever wants to land there, or the wind. So if you grow tomatoes hydroponically or peppers hydroponically, you got to do the toothbrush method.
Yeah.
And beans are also self-pollinators. But
I just,
squash,
you know how YouTube randomly throws up suggested videos? One come up on my account the other day for this beekeeping guy who was trying to deal with an aggressive hive of bees on his property. Like they just went totally rogue and got Africanized, and he decided to euthanize the hive. And man, they tried to attack him like crazy. He had probably 8,000 bees crawling all over him when he was trying to kill the hive.
they
They
don't
were
like to be
going
euthanized.
nuts. You know what they use? Dawn dish soap and water. That's how they kill hives. Just mix up soapy water and pour it in the hive. It kills them.
Oh, we were tearing down some buildings one time, and we opened up a wall, and there was a nest of bees in the wall.
Yeah.
And we got out of there quick, and we called a beekeeper. Beekeeper came there, shorts and a t-shirt. He had a hat on with a net.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only part of his body that was covered. And he had this little can with a spout on it, and he started a fire inside the can. And then he just let the smoke go out the tip. And the bees were very docile. They landed on his arm, and he just scooped them off into a box. And he carted them off somewhere else. He had a bee box with him. He charged for that. He charged for the service, and he gets to use those bees. So win-win.
I got a beekeeper about a half mile away from me, and anytime I walk past his house, you can always tell that there's a hive in his backyard because he's got the best garden in the neighborhood from all the pollination, and the bees are super friendly. You're not the crazy ones.
Canoe, your microphone is very muffled.
Check, check.
I understand you said check, check.
Okay.
Oh, the beekeeper that took bees out of that wall, he offered to sell us the box. So we got to keep the bees. My father put the bees right behind the garage, and they had the best garden. I would go out there and sit down and watch the bees, and I got an allergy to them things. If I get stung, I swell up.
You got to carry an epinephrine pen?
No, not really. I just swell up. I don't have trouble breathing or anything like that. If I get stung in the throat, maybe. But I found out one time that when I was much younger, I tried to get into the truck. Well, I was a elementary school kid. Wasn't strong enough to open the door on that old Chevy. So I got pissed and I went back, bring my arm back like that to hit the truck. And I ran into a bee. Stung me in the finger. And that finger swelled up a lot bigger than it is now. And I was, my age was in the single digits. So I was very much smaller. Yeah. It got huge.
I got stung by a bumblebee once while I was riding my bike. He must have been flying in my direction as fast as he could, and I was pedaling pretty hard right towards him, and he went right in my fucking chin, right below my lip, and nailed me right here. Stung me like 3 or 4 times before I was able to brush
That
him
don't sound
off.
like a honeybee.
No, it was a bumblebee.
Is that black one?
Big yellow and black. Yeah.
I like those.
They're generally very mild.
beautiful.
They don't really bother you, but unless you go after their nest. But I just ran into them while I was riding my bike.
We got these bees here. I guess they're called jar bees or something like that.
Yeah.
They sell nests for them, and basically
Mason bees.
bunch of bamboo
Mason bees.
mason bees. They sell these shoots of bamboo tied together.
Yep.
And they like to put their nest inside there. They don't hive like normal bees. And I was like, I never heard of those. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, most of the bees I see around here are those.
Yeah.
And when I was starting my plants outside, they were
called,
coming for the water.
Yeah, we have a type of bee around here. They're called boring bees, and they will drill holes into the side of houses in the wood, like up in eaves and the rafters and shit. And they're pretty aggressive. You don't want to fuck with those.
They can't drill into ours. Ours are concrete. We have hardy plank siding.
Yeah, I hate all the buildings around my house have like half-inch holes all around the eaves for these things.
I got blackberries trying to go under the siding. If they get under there, they'll push it out.
I've got ivy and wild grapes.
God, you got to kill that ivy.
That have been growing. Well, it's decorative. It's been growing on the side of my barn for the last 50 years. It's an old plant, and it's completely taken over 2 walls. It looks nice, but I got to trim it back.
Yeah. But it's an invasive
my barn,
species.
The first floor
Not
is
native here, it's
concrete
English.
wall, and then the second floor is a wood wall, and I don't want it to get into the wood.
That ivy is from England. Some idiot brought it over here, and now it's across the continent.
Yeah, my grandmother planted it on the side of the barn back in the 50s.
It does look nice growing on the side of a building, but we had to fight it down in California with it was growing in our fence, tearing the fence up. We had branches that big.
Well, out in this part of the country, they have a big problem with the type of vining plant called kudzu, and it'll cover entire neighborhoods. That shit's totally invasive. They have volunteer parties of people that go out on the weekends just to pull it out and eradicate it. Like you drive through some of the freeways, like between Ohio and Pennsylvania and West Virginia, and whole hillsides are covered with this shit. It just strangles out everything, grows up the side of the trees. Nasty shit.
Now, the only thing I'm having a problem with here is blackberries. My neighbors don't take it serious.
I love blackberries.
And the blackberries are growing on their property and coming over to ours. And the birds somehow dropped them up against the house, and now they're trying to go underneath the house into the siding.
Yeah, the first house that I lived in when I was growing up as a kid, we had there's a type of ivy. It's a ground cover. It's called Pachysandra, and it was all around the outside of our house and came in through the floor in some cracks in the slab foundation, and we had ivy growing in my family room.
What's new meaning to houseplant? Well, I'm getting a step closer to planting the peppers out in the garden. Bigger pots now, and the one I had to take two of them out because I only needed one there, and I put them in the hydroponics. I showed you those, and one of the first one I pulled out is as big as the ones outside, but the other one was pulled out later, and it's in a little bit of shock, but it's trying because it was in dirt, and now it's in water.
Yeah,
like,
that won't stop the plant.
Now, my father
it's almost like the hydroponics.
My father told me you don't water
for them to pull the
peppers.
nutrients out, and you don't know how to deal with it.
It's hard to tell when you're talking because it's muffled.
All right, I'm going to refresh. Check.
77 cents each. Ooh. Good price on avocados. Anyway, my father told me the peppers don't like a lot of water, and yet I'm growing two in water. And I only tried it because I saw YouTube videos on it and the success that they had.
Yeah, you won't know until you try.
It's a tropical plant, so every once in a while it gets rain.
Yep.
The tomato and the peppers are on the same kind of plant. My next door neighbor is growing tomatillos and two tomato plants that he has no idea what they are. Somebody gave them to him. They were wild, probably cherry tomatoes. Because bigger tomatoes don't tend to grow wild here. Just the cherry.
Yeah, we
Oh.
have a type of plant
I found out.
that's similar to. Go
I
ahead.
found out something interesting about broccoli.
Okay.
It's not natural. It's man-made. They took different varieties of cabbage and made the broccoli.
Wait, it's all of the brassica family of plants.
Excuse me?
They did a lot of.
It's
They
related
did a
to
lot of
actually,
experimentation
what I found out
back
is
like 500
broccoli is
years
related.
ago.
Broccoli is related to kale, and
Yep.
closer related to kale than it is cabbage.
Yeah.
And it was experimentations with, I guess, kale and cabbage that came up with broccoli.
It's just like carrots are not historically orange. Carrots were usually white or more on the purplish side, and they were specifically bred to be orange.
I've seen purple carrots.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also seen purple cabbage. I mean, not purple cabbage, but that wasn't what I was thinking of. Purple broccoli and purple cauliflower.
Yeah, purple broccoli. They have it. Have you ever seen the Italian broccoli that
mine's Italian,
like fractal geometric patterns? They call it Romanesco. Look it up sometime. People post pictures of it. It's almost like a fractal pattern to the broccoli, like the actual heads. They're shaped in spirals, but like they're geometrically the same shape, just repeating itself over and over. It's cool as fuck.
I'm thinking about growing some cauliflower, but last time I grew cauliflower, it all turned yellow.
Too much sun.
Interesting. Yeah.
They say to protect them from the sun, you close the leaves right next to the cauliflower.
Yep, you would take the head leaves and tie them off over it. Yep.
But, my experience trying to grow cauliflower and broccoli is always a failure. And then this year, I plant them in the bed with the compost, and they're huge, like dinosaur broccoli. I never see them that big at the store. I've never seen broccoli that big.
Yeah, fresh broccoli is probably one of my favorite things to eat.
I forget the name of my broccoli, but it's the most common.
Yeah.
It's an Italian broccoli. So I guess the Italians developed the broccoli. The Aztecs developed the corn. And the South Americans developed the potato.
Yeah, every modern, North American style potato is a derivative of South American sweet potatoes.
Yeah, people think you say potato, they think Ireland, but the Irish imported the potatoes.
Yep, they were not.
And it grew really well in their soil, but they kept growing it every year after year, and it trashed the soil.
Yep, it depletes the nutrients.
And I guess the tomatoes are the same way. If you keep planting them in the same place, you lose all the nutrients.
Yeah, the best thing to do if you're gonna garden repeatedly in the same spot for years and years, rotate your crops, and every 4 years, let the patch go fallow, and let it
at the end of this year, I'm gonna in that one bed that I should not have planted tomatoes, I'm gonna put coconut fiber or coconut core. What do you call it?
Coir, yeah.
And I'm going to put a whole bunch of that in there and some compost that's buy at the store, or compost that I've got. Probably use that. Yeah, I'll use that. And I'll put cardboard over the top. There won't be any weeds in the spring. And all I have to do is just break up the soil real quick and it's ready to go. Oh, wait, no. That's not what I was going to do. For that bed, I'm planting fava beans in the fall. They're a winter crop. And in the spring, you pick the fava beans and then you dig the plants into the ground.
Yep. There's a
And it
lot of
replenishes the soil.
legume type plants that you can do the same thing with.
Then
Sweet peas.
I'll add a couple
beans.
bags of manure. I'll try to get as old a manure as I can get. I don't want manure made that year. You want the manure to be at least a year old.
Yeah, it's got to be well rotted.
If you reach your hand into the manure and come out with no worms, that is fresh. It's got to have worms in it. So maybe I should pick up some manure and just put them in a spot with no light, put a tarp over it. And then next year I'll put it in the ground.
Yep, I got a free manure source next door to me. Anytime I want it, I can just go over there with the lawn tractor and the dump wagon.
Set up some
got like
pallets,
4 horses.
pile it in between the pallets.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of manure tea? Where you can actually take manure and basically throw a shitload of water in it and brew a liquid fertilizer out of it.
Oh, you ever heard of a bioreactor?
Yep.
I watched this guy make one in his backyard. He just put it on a pallet, and he put the cattle fence panels, and he made a circular pattern with it, and he put plastic bags, or plastic inside that, and tied the plastic to the cattle panel, and then filled it with pipes, and he put 4 pipes in it, and then he put in the yard debris, and he watered that down every day for about 2 weeks, and then he took the pipes out. And when you take the pipes out, it keeps the shape of the pipe, so the air gets into it. It makes it break down faster. Look like a cool idea, but I don't have the space. I've been leveling the one side of my house with tires I would get over at Les Schwab, and I fill them with dirt, and it makes a retaining wall. And then I got a trailer full of dirt from a neighbor. He was going to take it to the dump, but got somebody to take it off his hands. So I'm going to fill in that spot. Maybe instead of use tires, I'm going to go get me some those earth fill bags. People are making houses out of it. You fill them up and you can mold them any shape you want. And I'm going to make a wall with that. And then just fill it in. But I was doing it like they build earthship homes. Put dirt in it and you pack the dirt down in the tire.
Yep.
But I don't need to retain the heat, so probably not a good idea. But they're where I used them, they're only 3 tires
You know,
deep.
one thing that I always kind of followed and was surprised that it never took off. I grew up, you know, in the 80s and the 90s, and they were always talking about how geothermal was going to save the world and everything. You never hear about anybody using geothermal anymore. I don't think it's cost effective. There's too much initial investment involved with it.
I got a greenhouse in Wyoming with geothermal
Mm.
that I put in. Before I built the greenhouse over it, I ran pipe, big flexible sewer pipe, snaked it back and forth lengthwise underneath where the greenhouse was going, and had one going outside of the greenhouse footprint, and the other one comes out inside the greenhouse. The air, no matter what time of year, flows in from the outside, goes through all that pipe. They got a fan blowing on the inside. It pulls the air in to that pipe. When it comes out of the pipe, it's warm. It's down 10 feet. And
Mm-hmm.
at that level, the ground doesn't freeze. It's actually warmer than the surface. And, you know, it's in Wyoming, so you got Yellowstone up 2 hours away. So there might be a little warmer ground down there.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was just outside of Yellowstone, pretty good chance that I got magma underneath it. Oh man, I went through Yellowstone one time, and I was going to Oregon, and I stopped at a campground outside Yellowstone. It was dark outside, and I set up my tent. And I woke up in the morning with the sun. I was making coffee, and I look up, and I see these beautiful mountains just jutting out of the ground. I'm like, where am I? Somebody said, well, you're in the Grand Tetons. Oh, that's the Tetons. Beautiful.
Yeah, I've always wanted to
It's like
see them.
granite growing right out of the ground.
Now, I've heard supposedly one of the big Teton mountains, I think it's called Mount Moran. It's pretty damn high, but it's actually a fairly easy climb. Like, you don't need any technical skills to get to the top of it. No rope works involved. They actually have a trail that's, you know, accessible by foot and hand. So I'd like to climb a mountain like that sometime, but I ain't using the ropes. That's just too much fucking around.
From what I hear, the best place to do that is Glacier National Park.
Hmm.
It's in the central part of the country, and for centuries
Glacier's
it's
in
always been a glacier.
Montana.
Huh?
Glacier National Park, that's up in Montana on the Canadian border.
Might be,
Not far from Bruce.
but it was the only place in the continental United States that had a glacier all the time. Well, it still has a glacier, but it's mostly gone.
Yeah.
But it's been getting smaller for centuries. So this is nothing new, and it's disappeared before, long before humans were there. So you can't blame it on humans. But they're finding fossils that they didn't see before, didn't expect to find there.
Yeah.
You know, sea life fossils. And this is high up in the mountains, but they have hiking trails all over that place. And this guy, he was documenting his adventures in Glacier National Park. And he was going down this one trail that was a really heavily used trail. And all of a sudden, a bunch of people are going the opposite direction. So, what the heck's going on? So he stopped somebody and asked him, "Oh, a couple of bears have been spotted on the trail, and they were headed this direction."
Yep.
So he turned around and he panned the camera back where he was going, but had to turn around, and you could see the bears. The bears weren't chasing the people; they were just walking on the trail.
All
There was
right,
a
guys.
mother
All
and two
right.
cubs.
All right, guys. We're gonna hit the sack.
Already.
Thanks
Thanks
Good
for
for
night.
dropping in,
having me
dude.
on.
We'll
You guys
check
are on
later.
tomorrow. If you guys are on tomorrow, I'll pop in.
Yep, almost every night.
All righty.
Good night, conservative
Peace out.
patriot.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in the chat? Oh, okay.
Wild
hello.
Bill and Zach are still in there.
I keep wanting to call Zach Mazda because he says zoom zoom.
Zoom, zoom.
I come up on this Mazda that pulled out on the highway in front of me. I'm like, okay. Had to hit the brakes. I moved around. I'm like, definitely not a zoom zoom there. I used to have one of those cars. Man, they take off. Zoom zoom is accurate.
Yeah. We used to have an old Datsun, which was, before
Me too,
Mazda
Ken.
was Mazda, they were Datsun. And
But we still
that
have
car.
no, Datsun is Nissan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but that old Datsun, it was like a 78 little hatchback. It was like a 200Z. That thing,
Oh,
it was my grandmother's car.
took my first driving test in one of those.
I liked
Stick
it,
shift.
but except it was an automatic, but it had the loosest fucking steering. It had the steering of like a big ass like Cadillac. I did not like the steering on it. Otherwise, I would have bought it.
I used my brother's the car you just said, and it was a stick shift, and I stalled it twice on the test, so I didn't pass the first time.
Yeah, I've only ever driven a stick once, and it was in a 5-ton dump truck.
Now I prefer stick. Yeah, I drove deuce and a half.
It was the
It's a
first
stick.
time I ever drove was the first vehicle I ever drove was a 5-ton dump truck on the
Well, after driving a deuce and a half with a stick, I got used to it.
back roads of my Boy Scout camp.
I gotta plug my phone in. Well, I can't use the solar panel. It won't charge by moonlight. So I gotta plug it into the battery, which the fan is running. I wasn't even using the battery, and the fan's running. That's how warm it got. We got about 92 today. Of course, the temperature sensor thinks it's hot.
Yeah, it was about 80 here. It was nice in the lower 70s most of the day, but about 6 o'clock in the evening it got up real warm, and it's real humid.
Oh, I got an advertisement for a 3D printer service. Did I freeze up? So I just got an email
No, I
about
know.
a 3D printing service.
Hmm.
So if I give them the dimensions of my batteries, I get a box made. We need it to hold 6 batteries in my my solar generator box. It's basically a is it rigid? I think it's rigid. Yeah, it's a rigid toolbox, deep one with wheels. It'll hold 200 pounds. We don't plan on putting 200 pounds of batteries. Oops, forgot to charge this battery. Man, I almost killed another cucumber.
Oh no.
One of my cucumbers died on me because it ran out of water. I couldn't see it.
Well, out of all the vegetables I've ever grown, cucumbers are the most finicky plants. It does not take much to fuck them up. The last time that I grew cukes, we had a airborne disease come over Lake Erie one night from Canada and wiped out every type of cucumber in Ohio overnight, like some kind of powdery mildew type shit. And
Well, I always get the
I had
powdery
18
mildew on my
cucumbers.
squash.
My garden all up. Yeah, this was horrible. Like within 2 days, my plants all wilted and rotted up. It was disgusting. I was so fucking pissed.
The tomatoes in the bed I used last year, the leaves were turning yellow on the whole plant. And I was getting a little concerned, so I watched a YouTube video on that. And they said add calcium. So I had a bunch of eggshells that I dried out, and I ran them in the blender, made a powder. So I sprinkled that around the plants at the top of the water hole I put in. And then I worked that in a little bit, and then I watered them. And the yellowing went away. It produced new leaves to replace the yellow ones. But it's still not growing well. Well, I hope somebody else gets on because I got to go get a shower. I'm hot. So, cold shower is calling me.
Yeah. I don't think I'll give it 5 more minutes, see if anybody else wants to pop in. And if not, I'll shut things down.
Yeah, Wizard didn't stay around today, huh?
You're talking about the eggshells. That just makes me realize what I need to start doing. Where I work, I have to make egg salad all the time for the deli. And for years, I've been throwing away all the eggshells when I should have been saving them.
Yeah, if you have
And I have to start collecting them and taking them home, crushing.
If you have a slug problem, you crush the eggs when they're dry with your hands. And then you sprinkle that around the plants. And the slugs will leave your plants alone.
Oh.
Because they are soft-bodied creatures, and the eggshells cut their skin.
That's the same thing with the dimaceous earth that I was talking about the other night.
What?
They're soft body. You sprinkle this stuff. It's called dimaceous earth around your plants, and any soft-bodied insect that tries to crawl over it gets all cut up, and they die from dehydration or bleed out.
How do you spell that?
Here, I'll put it in the chat.
That's what I was going to suggest. Yep, Bills. It has been a rough year. my neighbors have been doing everything wrong, breaking all the rules for gardening, and their garden is growing great.
That happens sometimes.
And I am following the rules and all the new ideas, and some of my garden is growing really good, some not. But I know why it's not, so it's because of the that bed has been used too much. And I'm thinking about remaking those so that they're actual raised beds, not just garden spaces with walls. They're going to be raised up off of the ground, so there are no burrowing pests. Or just turn those into self-watering beds. Instead of using drip irrigation, make them self-watering. Self-watering wicking bed. Self-watering wicking beds, because they seems to work much better from what I've seen on YouTube. None of them talked about drip irrigation, unless they were talking about hydroponics or aquaponics. Up until this year, I didn't know the difference. And now I got those plants in the closet. I really need a grow tent. What I've seen some people do is they hang plastic over the plants, and then they put foil on the inside. And some of the plants, they have just LED lights, and some of them have the multicolor LED lights, full spectrums. Right now, I just have a regular LED light, 750.
Now, have you ever heard of the special type of? There's a special type of plastic that's colored a certain shade of red that you can plant on the. You lay the plastic on the soil around your tomato plants, and the light hitting the plastic and bouncing off the back onto the plants helps make your tomatoes grow bigger and better.
That'd be interesting. I wonder if there's a YouTube.
Well, like if you look at any of the gardening supply websites or the seed companies that sell, gardening accessories, they usually sell this plastic. I forget what they call it, but it's a specific spectrum color of red.
I can on the StreamYard chat, I can highlight something and copy it. I cannot do that in YouTube.
Well, on my end, it's the other way around. I have
So
the only way I can
before I got
pull something
StreamYard,
off.
before I found out, before I used StreamYard, I would have to type out what somebody said. They're giving me information, type it out, and then copy it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would send it. And they're like, "Why'd you send it?" Yep. If you guys are not on when I get back out of the shower, oh well, catch you tomorrow.
All right. Take it easy, dude.
But I need to get a shower. I am sweating. There's no way I would go to bed like this. So if you guys are gone, I'll say goodnight now.
All righty.
But if you're still on
Catch
when
you
I get
later.
out, talk to you later.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of shit heading my way. If it stays at that latitude, I'll be having rain all fucking day. Wonderful. Maybe it'll drift south and I'll luck out. Yeah, Bill, things are rough all over. Honestly, I've about reached my limit of bullshit in my life that I've been dealing with here for the past 2 years. The only thing that's keeping me going is the thought that maybe in another 2 or 3 years, we'll sell this place and I'll get my inheritance and I can start living my life the way I want. I hope. We're just getting started with all the legal bullshit involved with it, so it's going to be a battle. Yes, that's true. When you think you got it bad, you can always count on the fact that somebody's got it worse off than you do. That's a fact. Yeah, I see Colonel's still here. He's got to be on his, at least I hope, second cup of coffee. Done with coffee for the morning. Time to move on to the Heineken, huh? That's one thing I never got into was drinking in the mornings after waking up. I can't do that. Nope. Oh. God, that sucks, Bill. Man, that's terrible. I had a second cousin who, going on about maybe 20 years now. He was fucking nowhere in Texas, driving his motorcycle in the middle of the night, drunk and fucked up on cocaine, and he drove his bike right through a train crossing while there was a train going through the crossing. And they found debris from the motorcycle. The speedometer was stuck at 110 miles per hour. And they found the wreckage scattered over about a half a mile. That's how far he got dragged. And he didn't die right away. He was in obviously he had massive trauma, but he was in a coma and still alive for about maybe 2.5, 3 months before his family finally pulled the life support off of him. But that's one of the reasons why I do not like motorcycles. That, and there's way too many idiots out there that don't look out for them, and I just don't find them comfortable. They're not safe. Not my thing. I'll never get on one again. At least on the road. I'll ride a dirt bike on, the trails or in a field or something, but I won't ride on the road. Yeah, I used to like being drunk, but not anymore. Because number one, the hangovers are a complete motherfucker anymore. Do not like the hangovers. And it's expensive. Because if you want to drink something good that's not going to give you a hangover, you got to pay, top dollar for it, and all you're doing is pissing your money away. Now, one of the things I used to like to do, I used to be a big fan of going to concerts. I love live music, and I used to get pretty fucking shit faced going to concerts. that can be fun if you got a friend or two with you to keep you company and watch out for you. But drinking to get drunk at home alone, it's just not my thing anymore. Well, not even festivals really. There we have in the Cleveland area a lot of smaller nightclub type venues that well, when I was going to concerts, it was mostly heavy metal, and we have some classic clubs that were pretty big in the metal scene. You know, anywhere from 200 people to 1,000 people. But yeah, I've been to a couple of the larger outdoor metal festivals. They're fun. I don't know if I could deal with any of those huge festivals that you guys have out there, like Wacken in Germany, or the big one that they throw in Helsinki, then Bloodstock or whatever they call it. Yeah, Bill, we kind of got a family tragedy that no one likes to bring up in my family that often. When my mother was pregnant with me back in '79, um, her and my father were over here at my grandpa's farm, and next door where my aunt lives, her first husband and their kids were installing a mailbox at the end of the driveway at the street, and the drunk driver went off the road and killed the husband and the three kids. And it kind of destroyed the family. Um, Everybody on the scene had to restrain my father because he wanted to go in the house and grab a shotgun and kill the driver. Luckily, the police showed up before that happened. Yeah, I imagine, Colonel, that with the virus, all the festivals are going to be shut down. Well, folks, it's 1:30 in the morning here. I'm going to call it a night. I got to work later today, so I got to get some shut eye. Wild Bill, always love seeing you. Always love talking to you. Colonel Shaw, keeping it real on the other side of the pond. Zoom Bait still here. You take care, brother. All y'all have a good one. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.